Google Sheets number 8. Here we go. It's about bar and column charts. And you'll have your choice of a bar or column. They're not that different. You'll see it in this demo. So I'm going to go ahead and click the link for today's assignment. There is a Google Doc help page if you would like to look at that. The one thing I am going to point out on the Google Doc help page are the required customizations. All right, you have to switch up the title so that it has something to do with birthdays, which is the topic of this data that we're going to work with today. And you also have to change the color of the bars or the columns. It's not that I am against any of the colors, but I want you to do it. I want you to get in there and dig into the default settings and make a change. And so today you have to change the colors of the bars or the columns, and you'll see that in this demo. I'm going to get back over to here. There is a Google Sheet for you to work with. So I'll go ahead and click that. You will not have to do this step. I'm going to click File and make a copy. I'll just keep that name. That's fine. You don't have to do that because Google Classroom will make a copy for you. Next step, I am going to ask you to format this a little bit. It's all of the data starting at cell A5 and stretching over to M7. There's an empty cell at A5, but we're going to include that. So we're going to format all of that data. For today, what I'm going to do, and you don't have to do it just like me, I'm going to use alternating colors. And I think I'll go with this gray scheme that I have here, and I'm going to click Done. And so my data is now formatted. I could do more, right? I could come along here and center the data, and I could change the font of the data. You can do whatever you want there. Okay, there we go. Yay. All right, now chart building time. So again, you need to select from A5. A5 is actually an empty box, so you need to select from A5 all the way over to M7. You need all of that data. So select that before you make your chart. And then we're going to go Insert Chart, or there is a button over here on the toolbar that allows you to do it as well. We're going to go Insert Chart. And I have mentioned many times before that Google always tries to guess, or Sheets, I should say, always tries to guess, and this time it guessed and gave me a line chart, and that's not what I want at all. So today we are either doing column or bar. So let me scroll this to where those choices are visible to me here. Column chart, there's the stacked column is, either one. Actually, any of these would work. They're a little bit different. The 100% stacked column chart is a little different than some people have a hard time understanding what this one means with the data, but these are the column chart opportunities and these are the bar chart opportunities right here, and you can pick out of either row. And again, the only difference really is that column charts, the bar, they're columns, they go up. And for a bar chart, they're based on the left and they go to the right. And so which one would you rather have? It's up to you. Doesn't matter to me. All right, I'm just going to click this stacked column chart right here. That's what I'm going to go with. Fabulous. It's looking good. And now we get into customizations. Okay, well, the required customizations, again, if you go to Customize, you got to have a title. All right, and I don't want it to just say period 1 and period 5. That has nothing to say about birthdays. So I'm going to say BIT birthdays. And I could put in there period 1 and period 5. I could add that if I want to. All right, and so what this is I went on PowerSchool and I looked up when everybody's birthday is. And so this is how it fell out. Like we have 6 January birthdays, but you'll notice if you look at the color code on here, and if you look over at the numbers, all of the January birthdays are people who are in 5th period. There are no first hour business IT students that have a January birthday. So that's kind of what that's telling me right here. 6 people with January birthdays, all of them in 5th period. That's what charts are. They're a visual representation of your data. Okay, so getting back to the title here, you can certainly change You can certainly change the font. You can make it, you do all the things, right? Do whatever you want there. Play with that and tinker that up. And all right, there we go. Yay. And now let's get to the other required thing that you have to do. Under series, what you would do is you could click where it says apply to all series. And you see period 1 and period 5. And this is what I said on the handout. Now, pull that back up real quick. It says you have to change the color of the bars or columns. And so that's what I'm going to do. All right, so if I go to period 1, it says it's blue. And again, I do not have anything against blue, but change it. And I guess a darker shade of blue or something like that is okay with me, but change it. I want you to change it. I'm going to make it green. So for period 1, I switched it to green, and for period 5, maybe I'll switch it to kind of a gold. I'll go green and gold. All right. And then if you wish, if you could do things like I could click here where it said period 5 and go to apply to all series. And I think data labels are kind of nice because it sticks the numbers on there and tells you, the exact number. I like it. It's up to you. I've really done all of the required. Now, here's one thing, and this is just me. Now that I changed my bars to green and gold, I do not like my red title. All right, so I got to do that. Okay, there we go. Now, the rest of it's icing on the cake, right? Do you want to change the background? I think I would like to change the background. I think I would like to change the border color. You could turn this into a 3D kind of thing if you wanted to. The legend, you could play with the position of the legend. What if I put it over on the left? Right, I do like it at the top, so I might just leave it at the top. Maybe I'll make that print bold on the legend. Really, I'm pretty happy with the horizontal axis, the vertical axis, the grid lines and tick lines. I'm pretty happy with it. You could get in there and play with those customizations if you want to. And then you would also have the option over here on the chart. If you click on the chart itself and look at the little 3-dot menu, you could move it to its own sheet. It's always okay to do that if you want to. You do not have to do that. That is not required. But that would put it on its own page, right? It would make it bigger and put it on its own page. Or if you would prefer, you can just kind of leave it sitting here as a floating object, and you can, as a floating object, you can move it around, put it kind of wherever you want. Well, guess what? We've done it. That wasn't very hard, was it? You're taking this data right here and making either a bar or a column chart. Remember that you have to change up the title so that it has something to do with birthdays. And you have to change the color of the bars or the columns. That's required as well. All the other customizations are up to you. And when you're all done, it is time to turn it in. Hey, off you go. Knock it out. Good luck. Happy days. See ya later.